a guide, teacher, and for many of us is a living reminder that spiritual wisdom, ancient spiritual wisdom, is very relevant for dealing with the challenges of modern life. We have a very long association with Swami Chidatmananda. Swami, very welcome to our Seattle Vidhya Temple Center. On behalf of Veda Temple and Vidhya Temple, we welcome you warmly. Swami is very drawn to spirituality at a very early age. He graduated in law from Australia University. He was deeply inspired by the spiritual values of his parents and drawn towards spirituality later on profoundly by the teachings of Swami Chidatmananda. Swami is an erudite scholarship in many ancient texts, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and he is very unique style of delivering very complex topics in a very easy, understandable form, and in his very unique way of delivering it with a lot of humor. Swami has extensively traveled in Europe, America, and beyond, delivering lectures, workshops, and meditations. And Swami has authored many books, and one of his famous books is in Telugu language, Learning Through Relationships, and Incredible Minds, which he has authored in English. Without any further delay, I welcome Swami and turn it over to him. Thank you, Swami.
Thank you so much. I am very honored to be here. Once again, we had a session last year organized by the Vidhya Deepam in the nice divine temple of Perumal Bhagavan Sri Venkateshwara Swami. I feel very fortunate to be here, to be with all of you. And I am very thankful to the entire group, including Sri Ram Parameshwariji, Sunita ji, Ram Hariharan ji, Chitra ji, and all others for keeping up the inspiration through their dedicated and devoted service to all the members. It had been a long association to come here, especially to the Seattle. Around 26 years it had been ever since I came here first time in 2001. So always it had been a very good divine experience for me. So we will have a small invocation, then a Namasmarana, and then we will move into the topic as announced for today, Source of Joy. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भवानी शंकरौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्थमीश्वरम्। Harihi Om. We will have a short Namasmarana. So those of you who are comfortable in repeating after me may please do so. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Akhanda Sukham Rama Rama. Akhanda Sukham Rama Rama. Ananta Sukham Rama Rama. Ananta Sukham Rama Rama. Atma Sukham Rama Rama. Atma Sukham Rama Rama. Anta Sukham Rama Rama. Anta Sukham Rama Rama. Bhakti Sukham Rama Rama. Bhakti Sukham Rama Rama. Bhakti Sukham Rama Rama. Bhakti Sukham Rama Rama. Jnana Sukham Rama Rama. Jnana Sukham Rama Rama. Jnana Sukham Rama Rama. Jnana Sukham Rama Rama. Karma Sukham Rama Rama. Karma Sukham Rama Rama. Karma Sukham Rama Rama. Karma Sukham Rama Rama. Dharma Sukham Rama Rama. Dharma Sukham Rama Rama. Dharma Sukham Rama Rama. Dharma Sukham Rama Rama. Bhakti Jnana Karma Sukham. Bhakti Jnana Karma Sukham. Bhakti Jnana Karma Sukham. Bhakti Jnana Karma Sukham. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Sukham. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Sukham. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Sukham. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Sukham. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Bhuma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Brahma Sukham Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Source of joy. In truth, in reality, as a fact, there is only one source of joy. That is the presence of God within us. That alone is the real source of joy, true source of joy, one source of joy. But in our day-to-day experiences, day-to-day living, we do consider that there are many sources of joy, especially external sources of joy in the world that we interact with, encounter with. Every day we face the world. There are so many things in the world, so many objects, so many people, so many situations, and through them so many experiences. There also we come to experience joys. But these joys are for a brief period of time. They are not there for a longer period of time. Definitely there are joys, but they are temporary, momentary, evanescent, fleeting, fading, vanishing, disappearing, dying away. We do experience all this, but we want to repeat them again and again so that we can feel that we are continuously experiencing these joys. But the point is, every time these joys fade away, leave us, go away, when we are left without them, there are moments where there is no joy also, because it is not possible for us to experience only joy always. The opposites also are waiting for us. Every time we experience happiness, there is sorrow also. There is, when we experience victory, there is sometimes defeat also. When there is gain, sometimes loss also, especially in stock market, very frequently we come to see that. When there is pleasure, there is pain also. So these things are there. They keep coming in their cycles. But we are not comfortable like that. We want joy to be there as long as we want it to be there. Prolonged period of time. Whenever we want, as much long we want, howsoever we want, in whichever manner we want that joy to be there. But that kind of joy is not there in the world. There are joys, but this kind of joy which we are expecting, which we are wanting, which we are wishing, which we are desiring, is not there in the world. So we need to understand that the true sense of joy or happiness or ananda is not a fleeting emotion. Emotionally there are certain joys, but it is not a fleeting emotion. It is not a temporary state of mind, but it is the very source of our being. I am what I am, you are what you are. I am a being. So the source of the being is actually the source of joy. It is within me. It is my own source. And that source is not different from the divinity. Because it is only divinity which manifested as all this, entire creation. And in the creation we are one of those beings. There are so many beings, one of those beings. So it is only divinity that manifested as this entire creation. All the galaxies, all the solar systems, everything is nothing but the manifestation of the divine. But it all depends upon each being, how much of divinity manifests through the antakarana of that very being, the mind, intellect, memory, ego, equipment. The more purer it is, the more manifestation of divinity. Suppose there is light, and then there is a covering for that light. We have so many lights at home. There are coverings, and if that covering is full of dirt, the light will not come out to its best. Once it is clean, the light comes out to the maximum, optimum level or capacity. Same way, when we are wearing our glasses, if there is dirt, we cannot see properly. Even though the light is there, we cannot see. So like that, cleanliness or purity of the mind or our own antakarana, the internal organ or mind, intellect, memory, ego, equipment is very important. But for the time being, whatever being that we are told that we are, that is covered by ignorance and desire. Traditionally it is called as avidya, the avarana of avidya, the covering of the avidya. The true being that is there within us, ignorance covers. Because ignorance covers, we do not know who we are, what is our source, from where we have come, what exactly am I, we don't know. So, in order to become happy, experience happiness, we go in search of it in the external world through the sense organs that we already have. We already have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. So, through eyes we experience the form, the color. Through ears we experience the sound, the melody. Through nose, the smell. Through tongue, the taste. Through skin, the touch. Varieties of Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. All these are in the world, and through our sense organs we come to experience them. And whenever it is all conducive, it is favorable, we feel pleasure, we feel happiness, we also feel joy. But the moment we think that it is there with us, we are the owners of it, we are the possessors of it, it is in our control, slowly it reminds to us that it has gone, it went away. And we want again regain it, repeat it. This is how it goes on. There are addictions, there are attachments, there are habits, in addition to all this. So all these are covering our mind, our self actually. So if we gain the true knowledge, then we become free. Free means if things are there according to our expectations, it is fine. If things are not there according to our expectations, that also is fine. If it is happening according to what I wish, great, very good, that's nice. If it is not happening according to my wish, still it is great, because it is not happening and we are going to learn something. But in truth, when we come to see, in the love of the mother, there is lot of happiness, because that is selfless. The genuine love of a mother is selfless, not expecting anything actually in return. Because the newborn baby, what can the baby do to the mother? Nothing. So there is no expectation of any kind actually. Later on, when the baby grows into young adult, and some things are attributed inside the mind, that's all. But otherwise, the love of the mother is divine. Somebody said, because God could not be found everywhere, He created mothers. That's fine. So, motherly love, there is godliness. In the beautiful melody of the music, sometimes it takes away our mind. It drags our heart into it. We get involved into it and we forget everything. Sometimes because of the melodious music, we forget ourselves also. And we feel refreshed, we feel rejuvenated, if the music is linked to the divinity. So, there also there is presence of godliness. In the beauty of the nature, nature is very beautiful. So, when we look at the beauty of the nature, actually there is presence of godliness. Even in the beauty of a person also, whether the person displays his skills, his or her skills, artistic talents, abilities, there also we see godliness. So, through all this, God alone comes to us, whether it is in the form of motherly love, or melody in the music, or even a painting, or even the beauty in the nature or in the person. We see presence of God. But what do we see there is, we look at the person, we look at the experience and confine it to that person and experience that the person alone is the source of this. But in truth it is not like that. There is an actual source behind the person, and that is God, that is divinity. That is why in our Upanishads also it is said, from the Atman that is divine, Akasha has come out. Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. And from Akasha the Vayu, from Vayu the Agni, from Agni the Adbhyaha, Apaha, from Apaha Prudhivi, from Prudhivi Aushadayaha, from Aushadaya Annam, from Annam you and I. So ultimately it is from Atman. Annam, yes, we have to be grateful because Annam is Parabrahman, fine. But from where it has come? From the earth. From where earth has come? When we go from Akasha. Akasha, from where Akasha has come? From the divinity only. So ultimately it is God who is behind the creation, whether it is nebulae or whether it is galaxies or whether it is solar system or whether it is microcosm or whether it is macrocosm. Anything, it is divinity. So that we have to be very clear. So the source of joy can only be the divine. This kind of understanding will come to us when we evolve, especially when we are able to surrender. What we have to do is, all the while we are thinking that the joy which we experience through sense organs, through our mind, through our intellect, through our memory, through our ego, we feel that it is out there. So this out there-ness from outside, it is from out there. That out there-ness has to be surrendered to our own inner source of existence, of awareness. That awareness, that godliness is present inside us as consciousness, as awareness. So the awareness of consciousness itself is divinity. But now this awareness is aware of external things, our body, our mind, and through the body and mind and senses the world, and it has lost the track of itself. It has got engrossed in the external world, identified with the world, attached with the world, addicted to the world, converting all our relationships into habits in the world. We are lost in habits, addictions, attachments, enslavements, entrapments. We are lost in it. So we need to turn our mind inwards. So the awareness of our own source is very important for all of us. What is important is to know that the source of joy comes from the awareness of our own existence. This is a very different thing. Normally it is said in the world, if you learn more and more, know more and more, gain more and more degrees of graduation, doctorate, philosophy, so on and so forth, you will gain more happiness in the world. Of course, that is a different way. But here it is said, the real joy, real happiness you will gain only because of the awareness of the source of our own existence. We are existing, but how do we exist? Go back to the source and we become aware of the source of our existence, happiness is there. And another thing is, if we are able to experience the source of our existence, if we get the inner experience of the source of our existence, and this happiness or joy which we are gaining is continuous. We want our joy to be continuous. We want our happiness to be continuous. In fact, we want our success also to be continuous. But there is a different level within us where the joy is available continuously. When we can experience our own existence inside, that joy is continuous. When we become aware of our own existence, then we experience joy, real joy. So this is very important to all of us, but not everybody can go there and everybody can gain it. So normally everybody looks for the joy through sense organs, through mind in the external world that is available with people, with situations, with things, with objects, with experiences. That is normal way of going and trying to experience all these things. But the one who knows about the source of our own existence is that where there is real joy and inner experience gives us continuous joy, that person becomes totally divine. And that person is called as a Mahatma, great beings. So such a great being, when he is told, next moment you are going to die. Suppose that great being is told, you are going to die now. That being says, enough of my confinement with the body, restriction with the body, limitation of the body. I am limited, confined, restricted. Now I will get the freedom. Now I can fly high in the sky wherever I want to be. Again, somebody comes and says, no. This dying moment is cancelled. You are having one more day to live. He says, wonderful, that is nice. I can experience God's presence in the form of the world, in the form of the people, in the form of the situations and things and objects. I can experience presence of God for one more day. That is fantastic, he will say. Meaning what? For such a person who knows that the source of joy is within, awareness of our own existence is joy, and inner experience of that awareness of our own existence is continuous joy. For that person, everything is fine. If it is birth, fine. If it is death, fine. If it is an extension, fine. No extension, fine. Suddenly you have to leave, fine. You are going to live for some more time, fine. Success, fine. No success, fine. Somebody praises, fine. Somebody doesn't praise, that also is fine. Somebody respects, very good. Somebody disrespects, even more good. Because you are thrown back to yourself. Ego is put to test when somebody disrespects us, disregards us, doesn't value us, doesn't follow us, doesn't listen to us, doesn't obey us, then reacts to us, blames us, criticizes us. Definitely our ego is put to test. So that is a great opportunity. Freely other person is giving us an opportunity, wasting their time, their energy, blaming us, criticizing us, giving us an opportunity to test ourselves. That is wonderful. How great they are, how generous these people are to give us the opportunity. Otherwise, who will waste their time and then give us opportunity to grow? So that is how, if we have this kind of attitude within us, we really enjoy the way in which things happen in our life. Whatever happens to our life, we are fine because we are secured inside. That joy is within. Otherwise, what happens? If things change, people change, situations change, we are stressed. We are let down. We are disappointed. We are dejected. We are despondent. We are into depression because somebody changed, situation changed, people changed. Because we cannot guarantee the joy now because everything changes. There is no assurance. There is even people who promise also they change. Even people who assure also they change. So then what is the question of where is the trustworthiness? Where is the reliability? There is no reliability in this world. We don't know. Every time, anytime there can be shocks. Anybody can shock us. Nowadays people say artificial intelligence is shocking us. And one Mahatma said, AI doesn't shock you. No, AI shocks me. I am telling my AI doesn't shock you. What is your AI? Atmic intelligence. If artificial intelligence is talking, Atmic intelligence will rescue you. Don't bother about it. So every time some new thing somebody will create, it will create shocks. So Oracle laid down so many lakhs of people. Possible. Anything is possible in this world. So, but if one thing is assured, that the source of our joy, the real security, the real bhadrata bhava is inside. Our own existence, because our existence is connected to the divine existence. Divine existence is the source of entire creation. And divine existence is Satchidananda Swarupa. Left to itself, in itself, by itself, as itself, with itself, or with anything else, it is always happy. It is always existence, knowledge and bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Always it exists, always it is conscious, forever it is happy. There are no limitations of time, space and causation or time, space and objectivity. I have heard that in olden days, when it was first introduced in Europe, one-way traffic. Previously there was no one-way traffic. In one small town, one-way traffic was introduced. So then, what happened to the people is, they came out of their town, they followed the one-way traffic and they never returned to their town. Initially, in the beginning, they did not know how to come back. One-way traffic went out, that's why nobody is coming back. So that is how we also, when we forget of our source, we go one-way traffic out into the world. We forget that there is something inside. Sometimes, we are our own family members, we disregard, disrespect, don't consider, don't value, because they are always there with us. They are always serving us, they are always taking care of us. We don't bother about it. Outside people we bother a lot. Only when we get jolts from outside, then we'll come back to our own family members. Then we remember, oh, these people are always taking care, always serving me, always sacrificing for me. Like that, God also is much more deeper within us. When we get upsets in our family, then we go to God slowly. So that is how it is, we go more deeper. So one-way traffic we are going, so we have to come back, return back into ourselves. I have heard that when somebody boarded a plane, they claimed that this is an AI plane, where it is all buttons. One button you press, a breakfast will come. Another button you press, drink will come. Another button you press, lunch will come, dinner will come. It was announcing like that. You just press buttons. Everything is button. Artificial intelligence, AI plane. Everything is buttons. And it went on announcing. You want comfort, press a button. You want quench your thirst, press a button. And it is all AI, so it can never go wrong. It went on repeating, never go wrong. It got stuck there. Repeating wrong. Then all people inside the plane got frightened because it is stuck. Suppose it is stuck like that somewhere, what will happen? Artificial intelligence is always like that. Because behind artificial intelligence, there is human intelligence only. Who created it? It is human intelligence only. Who is greater? Human being only is greater. But looking at artificial intelligence, people think, human beings think, no, that is greater. How can that be greater? You only fed it. You only created it. You only manifested it. But it became your boss. That is because we are accepting it like that. We still have so much of human intelligence, we can still find a solution to that. We can still overcome that. We can still manage that. That is very important. That happens only when we know that the source within is the greatest, is the highest, is the noblest, is the purest, is the most realistic thing, that which is inside. Because fake things look more realistic. I have heard that once Charlie Chaplin, we know about Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin once participated in a look-alike contest. Look-alike Charlie Chaplin contest. There are many people who dressed up like Charlie Chaplin. There were prizes announced there. So he also participated just for fun to see what will happen. When he participated, he came third. Charlie Chaplin came third, original person. Fakes came first and second. The world is like that. The world is for more of artificiality than reality or originality. It happens. Just because somebody has come first, it doesn't mean it is original. So, number game is predominant in the world today. Yesterday I was listening to one nice explanation where, from the Bhagavad Gita, one young teacher said, in olden days, previously, quality of work was given preference. Quality of work, quality of mind, quality of attitude, quality of temperament with which you do the work, and quality work was given important. So all people used to focus on quality, enrich quality, enhance the quality, improve the quality, because quality gives success, quality gives real name and fame, quality gives happiness. But nowadays, forget about quality, result oriented. You want result, that is all. How much? How many numbers? How much more? That is all, result. Result oriented, who bothers about quality? Where is the time to get into quality? To enhance the quality, the mind has to be quiet, mind has to be silent, mind has to be in love, mind has to be in devotion, mind has to be in dedication, mind has to be in surrender, mind has to be single pointed. Now in result oriented chase, looking at others, looking at this, oh, that much number, I have to have increased number. This many views, I have to have more views. This much of donation, I have to have more donation. That many followers, I have to have more followers. This is a chase, number game. In the result oriented chase, where is quality? Where is time to focus, concentrate, meditate, love, devote? Where is this? Quality is gone. Only number game. That is why there is stress, there is ill health, there is disease, there is so much of problem, there is disharmony in relationships, breakups. Nowadays people say, just because they are seeing on short period clips, what you call reels. So even in human beings also, they expect quick reactions. That is what is happening. No patience, no sahanam, no question of patience, no question of withstanding little pinpricks of life. As in Upanishads it is said, sahanam sarvadukkanam apritikara purvakam. Whatever miseries come, without retaliation, without reaction, you should withstand it. That is sahanam. And that way, titiksha, that way you can withstand any pinpricks in life. But nowadays, where is such chance? In one message, you get closer, another message you break up. So fast reactions. Just looking at messages, people react. People lose relationships. What is there in the message except that computer screen? except that phone screen. Can you see face actually? No. Can you feel the person? Can you feel the presence of a person? Can you relate to a person? Can you feel what is the love of the person, affection of the person? Can you forgive? Nothing is there. Reaction. In a split second there is reaction. And relationships are gone. This is the result-oriented chase. Where is satisfaction? Where is love? Where is joy? Where is happiness? Where is steadiness of the mind? Nowadays people say, I can't stand, my mind doesn't stand for more than 1 or 2 seconds. Maximum 1 minute. Why this span? Who made it? We made it like that. Continuously we need something to entertain from outside. And if it is not there, we get depressed. We get lost. And we get into too much of it, ill health, problem. When the mind cannot stand for few seconds, for few minutes, where is the concentration? Without concentration, where is the excellence? Where is the skill that is manifesting? It is impossible. So that is where we are leading ourselves, we don't know. So we are going far and far away from our source. One person was waiting on a highway for getting a lift. He got a lift, one car stopped there. That was at night time. And then after he sat inside and then he started discussing, chatting and all that. Suddenly this fellow, the passenger, asked the driver, do you believe in ghosts? And the driver said, no, I don't believe in ghosts, and then vanished. This fellow got a lift inside the car is being driven. He asked, do you believe in ghosts? The driver said no and vanished. The car is going, nobody is there to drive. Now we just think about the person. Our ego is like that. Suddenly it will vanish. It will get lost into something in the world. All the while we would have been thinking it is there to support us. We do not know when it will leave us. Ego is the most unreliable thing in the world. But it will make us believe that it is the most reliable thing. I, this is very important. This I itself is a product of Maya, illusion. So this I will make us believe that I am everything for you. But this I is nothing but a reflection of the divinity. Like the sun getting reflected in a pond. The reflection also is like light only, but that is reflection, that is original. This is reflection, that is original. So reflection is reflection. Reflection is affected by changes in the water. Like changes in the mind, that reflection is getting affected. So the originality is different. Original sun is always in the sky, it's never getting affected. And that one which gives light to that very sun also is the divinity. So we need to understand that the real source is within, the real source is inside. Once it so happened that a magistrate had to listen to both the sides, that somebody stole. One person complained, this fellow is a thief, he stole things from me. Another person said, no, he did not steal. So both the lawyers, plaintiff side, defendant side, started fighting. Finally the magistrate got fed up and said, we cannot convict this thief because logical arguments are perfect. So we cannot. After listening to both sides, I acquit this thief, meaning he is no more to be blamed. So thief is acquitted now. He is no more to be punished. But that habit inside that thief, he looked at the magistrate and said, Your Honor, now what I have to do with the things that I stole? Should I keep it to myself or should I return it to them? See, ego is like that. It gets caught in the world. Because awareness of the existence is different, forgetfulness of the ego is different. Ego is lost in everything, but awareness is always aware and then conscious of it. Another important thing is, just as the divinity is present in us, please understand the love of God also is present in all of us. Love is present in all of us, that we see, because we love our friends, we love our siblings, we love our parents, we love our children, we love our brothers and sisters and near and dear. We love our people. So that love actually is the love of God which is present in us. And if the love of God also is there present in us, it is so innate to our very existence that if we go deep into us, we will discover the presence of love for God. Inside all of us there is willingness to surrender all to God, including our life itself to God. Inside it is there, but whether it is manifesting or not, we don't know. Whether we are able to manifest it or not, we don't know. Similarly, there is inside in all of us a powerful devotion. It is there, just like the presence of God is within us. Similarly, love of God is within us. Similarly, devotion, powerful devotion to God is within us. Only thing is, we need to summon it. We need to manifest it. We need to make it available at our disposal. And this power of devotion, power of love of God, which is there within us, leads us into salvation, leads us into liberation. One Mahatma says, one great master says, if Buddha comes in front of you, if Sri Krishna comes in front of you, if Parameshwara or Rama or Jesus or even Allah or Vaheguru or whoever he may be or she may be comes in front of you and says, would you lay down your life for my sake? Meaning that is the final aspect of surrender. Ultimately, before the moksha happens, whether it is in the Advaitic way or a bhakti way, whatever way it is, ultimately it is said very clearly that the last thing that is to be surrendered is the fear of the ego. Fear of the survival of the ego. That has to be surrendered. Surrendered to whom? Surrendered to the divinity, surrendered to the God, surrendered to the source from where the ego has manifested. So, that divinity in the form of Jesus, Allah, Vaheguru, Krishna, Rama, or anybody, Buddha, whosoever he may be or she may be, comes in front of us and says, are you ready to lay down your life for our sake? Meaning, surrender yourself for our sake. Deep within us, in truth, there is that kind of surrender in all of us. But it is clouded, but it is hidden, but it is not brought to our awareness. It is there inside us. That kind of surrender, we say, certainly, for thee, O Lord, do I surrender my life in all of its details. That kind of capacity is there. If we can do that, if we can bring about that kind of surrender, any kind of pressure in the world can be handled with delicacy and skillfulness in a gentle manner. Any pressures in life can be handled. If you know that kind of surrender, that it is there inside us, it is not to be brought from outside, it is already available within us. We have that kind of profound strength deep within us. That strength is there. Only thing is, we have to know that it is there, we have to bring it out. Another thing it is said in our scriptures that there are three important things through which we can experience the focus of the mind, concentration of the mind, dedication of the mind, application of the total mind, and because of which enjoyment is possible. But traditionally, it is connected with three things. One is power of devotion, which we call it as bhakti. Another one is power of knowledge. We may call it as jnana. Another one is power of selfless service. See, people, when they come across others who are selflessly serving somebody, naturally they get impressed by it. Selfishly serving somebody is okay, acceptable still. Because nowadays we don't find people to serve only. So selfishly serving is fine. But when somebody serves selflessly, it touches our heart. Anybody's heart. Anybody, wherever people know that somebody is doing selfless service, whether it is in a temple, whether it is in a poor people orphanage or whatever it might be, selfless service, it really touches our heart. That kind of selfless service is also important. That is called as Karma Yoga. So, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Intellectual level, mental and heart level and physical level. All levels are involved, engaged. Meditation, Dhyana Yoga is a combination of all. That is okay. We need not go into that. That is all. Anyway, when these things are there, that will always be there as a byproduct. So, these three are so important to us. If we have that kind of devotion, that kind of knowledge and that kind of attitude towards service, where doing service itself is enjoyment. When can it happen? When we love it. When we love our work, that work itself is fulfillment. When we love, there is nothing else expected. There is nothing else desired, nothing else wanted. That love itself is fulfillment. That love itself is enjoyment. There is no specific goal to be achieved, specific target to meet. When we love something, when we love our work, the way in which we do our work is when we love something, our whole presence is there. There is no distraction, the focus is there. And we start enjoying it, because wherever the mind is present completely, automatically enjoyment arises. Because of the focus, because of the present, because of the love, because of the conscious awareness, because knowledge is always there. So, when we are aware of this kind of knowledge, of this kind of love, of this kind of selflessness inside us, there is enjoyment. We enjoy. So, where is this source of joy? The source of joy is in the practice of Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga put together. A combination of it. When we practice it, we come to. Then when we practice this Bhakti Yoga, ego is automatically controlled. The claims of the ego that I am superior, I am supreme, I am greatest, I am most important, I am the truth, I am the reality. Without me you cannot survive. Without me you have no progress. Without me you cannot gain prosperity. Without me you cannot even live. I am the most important thing for you. I give you everything. I bring you everything. I get you everything. If I am not there, you are lost. You are gone. You will not gain anything, you will not get anything. Like that, ego will make us believe by claiming like this, because that is how it is. As long as we have ignorance, ego can dominate us. As long as we have love only for the ego, not for anything else, ego can dominate us. As long as we are selfish, ego can dominate us. The moment we become selfless, Karma Yoga, ego cannot dominate. The moment we become knowledgeable, Jnana Yoga, ego cannot dominate, because that traces back to the source of the ego. Source of the ego is only illusion. So, whether it is love, real love, ego gets diluted, ego gets its death, or whether it is knowledge, or whether it is selfless service. Ego cannot survive, ego cannot thrive. So, ego doesn't like this. Ego will create obstruction to our Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, so on and so forth. So, the presence of these three yogas is very, very important in our lives. One doctor at midnight got a phone call, and the voice on the other side said, "If you don't come to me now, I will commit suicide. If you don't come to me now, I will commit suicide." The doctor, woke up his daughter who was helping him. "Come on, get ready, and you have to drive me, and you have to prepare my kit, emergency kit and all that." The daughter said, "Come on, Dad, go to rest." "Hey, how can you say that? The voice on the other side said, if you don't come, I will commit suicide." "Dad, that phone call is for me. One guy is crazy after me. That guy is trying to tell me, if you don't come to me, I will die. It is not for you, it is for me." Then only daughter knows, oh, that kind of calls also are there. So that is a craziness in that guy, which says at the midnight, at the odd hour, you come to me, otherwise I will die. I don't bother about it. He will every day say the same thing, "Dad, you go to sleep." She knows it. She understands it. But when that knowledge is not there, people get frightened. People get caught in it. Nowadays, I am surprised that on Facebook they meet, they suddenly get involved, they suddenly get into deep relationship, and then again another day they react and they kill each other. That's what is happening. I am not joking. This is what is happening nowadays. That is what it is. What happened to the strength of relationship, the bond? So that is where it is. So when we go back to the source, the real bond will be there. Permanency in relationship will be there. Valuing the person as a person will come to us. Recognizing the importance of a person will come to us. Not troubling others, not bothering others, not annoying others, not disturbing others, not enslaving others, not trapping others, not cheating others, not deceiving others. All this will come only when we go to our source. Because in the source, our source and their source are all one and the same. When we go deep within, we start valuing the other person as well. We Give importance to the person as a person. Otherwise, only what the person has, what the person does, what the person gets. This is what we give importance to. What the person has. Influence, money, name, fame, popularity, power. So we give importance. What the person gets to us, then we give importance. What the person does, whether it really does or not, what the person talks, I do this, I will do that, like politician says, no, I can get this done for you, I can get that done for you, till the election. After that, you forget about it. So like that, here it is not like that, here it is totally different. So, what we have to understand is, whenever the world sends signals, we have to go within to find out whether it is genuine or not. One father told his friend, I am worried about my daughter who got stuck in relationship with a doctor. But the doctor is not a successful person. So my daughter is stuck with that fellow. He is a failure, and I am worried that she is with the doctor and she is believing only the doctor, and I don't know what to do. His friend, gave a very funny suggestion. Every day give one apple to your daughter. He said, why? An apple a day keeps a doctor away. No? Like, whether it is practical or not, it made the father's mind lighter. One middle-aged American went to a ready-made garment shop and said, in 1 week's time, I have my marriage. So please suggest to me what kind of colorful dress I have to wear. And that salesperson was a very smart guy. Looking at this middle-aged American said, if it is your first marriage, wear purple color. If it is your second marriage, wear light blue color. If it is your third marriage, wear green color. If it is your fourth marriage, wear white color. If it is your fifth marriage, wear red color. If it is your 10th marriage, wear Halloween dress. Because 10 times means what? You should be like that only. That kind of internal things must have manifested every time. That's why you became devil-like, Halloween-like. That is why you are changing partners like that. So, he may be right in his own way. That is how it was. That is how sometimes it happens. So the point here is, we keep on changing things when they don't meet our demands, our satisfaction, our desires, our commands, our demands. It is like that. But when we focus on external world, it will be like that. When we focus on inside, no matter what changes happen, we can still continue to remain in a deep bond with people in relationships. That is how in olden times, they used to celebrate 10 years, 25 years, 50 years. I have seen some people say 75 years of married life. Nowadays, 75 days also is not guaranteed. What to do? That is how things have become. Why? Because to be with a person is to be with the whole world. To adjust with a person is to adjust with the whole world. Because the whole world is reflected in a person. That is why our people used to say, to be with one person, you will be with the whole world. You know how to be with the whole world. Nowadays, we cannot be like that. Because of course, there are problems everywhere. One person said, I think some common sense, if it is there in the minds of the people, it definitely prevents divorces. If common sense is there, it prevents divorces. Other person said, if common sense is there in the first hand, it prevents marriages only. It depends upon them, how they think like that. We don't know how each person thinks, who knows. One person was asked, do you like coming to school? Yeah, I like coming to school. And I also like going away from school. And he was a principal. He said, I like coming to school, I like going away from school. And what you don't like? Don't like being in the school. So what to say? If principal is like that, what about the students and what about the teachers? We don't know what will happen. So the point here is, coming back to our power of devotion or love, power of knowledge, and power of selfless service. All these three put together they give us ecstatic state of experience, joy. We revel in that joy. One thing is we go to our source, we experience that joy, which is actually the source of joy, our own existence, our own being. If we are aware of that existence of our own being, we are happy. And if we come to experience it, we are continuously happy. But if that is not possible, the other beautiful way where we can experience that joy is combination of Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. If we apply it in our own life and see, if you love somebody, automatically you will become selfless when you love somebody. That is how grandparents love grandkids more greater than parents. Because of their wisdom, because of their experience, because of their understanding and knowledge, that love and that selflessness. All three are there in grandparents in their relationship towards grandkids. Please understand. For parents, that restlessness will be there. That kind of maturity is not there. They will also become mature later. So that is how it will be. In life, when this combination is there, why we like somebody? Because that person is very loving, not wanting anything, not desiring anything, not asking anything for oneself, but ready to do help to us, serve us. We will really like and appreciate the person. Somebody loves us, not demanding love in return, not asking any love in return, or not asking any conditions to be fulfilled. We really love that person. Or somebody is having lot of knowledge. By sharing that knowledge, removes our stress, removes our misery, removes our problems, makes our life lighter. We really love that person. Somebody is entertaining us. We love that person. So this means what? Somebody is exhibiting love, service and knowledge. We love. Even in bits also we love. So that's how we also become the source of an expression of bhakti, jnana and karma. Then what happens is, whatever arises in life, we surrender. Whatever happens, we can surrender. And when you keep on surrendering things to God, God will be there to rescue and take care of us. And you know where we will be led finally? We will be led to the infinity. Yesterday we had a satsang in one place, and where we were discussing about one important point from the Chandogya Upanishad, where it is very beautifully said. Sanat Kumara tells this to Narada, because Narada goes there in search of happiness, source of happiness. Where is the source of eternal happiness, permanent happiness, continuous happiness? And there Sanat Kumara says only one beautiful thing: Yo vai bhuma tat sukham. Yo vai bhuma tat sukham. That which is infinite is happiness. Infinite is happiness. That which is ananta is happiness. Happiness is only in infinity. Meaning divinity is by nature infinity. Infinite, not finite. Yo vai bhuma tat sukham. Na alpe sukham asti. In finite, there is no happiness. In Adi Shankaracharya also says, in finite, there is entrapment, enslavement, embodiment and transmigration. In infinity, there is liberation. The more we experience the finite things, there is craving, there is thirst, a habit forming is there, we want it again and again. But still, we don't feel complete. We feel still empty, we really feel that we are not all full. We are incomplete. A lacuna is there, a sense of lacking is there. Why? Because external things cannot give us that sense of completeness. So that is why it is said, Yo vai bhuma tat sukham, na alpe sukham asti. Bhumaiva sukham. Infinity alone is happiness. So how do we get to that infinity? Follow bhakti, jnana, karma. We get to that infinity. That is the best way to get to that infinity. But ultimately infinity is our own source. Because that which is Atman, which is our own being, our own existence, is by nature beyond time, space and objectivity. It is infinite. It is all pervading. It is everywhere. It is in everything. It has everything in itself. There is nothing that where it is not. It is everywhere, so it need not move anywhere. It is in everything, so it need not desire for anything. It has everything, so it is complete. That is why one who gains this kind of conscious awareness needs nothing, wants nothing, desires nothing, seeks nothing, loses nothing, gains nothing, because it is all full. When there is all fullness, where is the need to ask anything, want anything, desire anything? So this kind of fulfillment or fullness is there within us. That is why it is said, Bhumatveva vijignasitavya. Meaning, infinity alone is to be known. You try to know about infinity, you try to understand about infinity. That which is infinite alone is joyous, is happiness, is fullness, is ananda. That is what is very important in our life. We need to understand. That is what is very precious in our life. We need to know. Yo vai bhuma tat sukham. But normally what we are doing? All momentary things, temporary things, short-lived things, fleeting things have become important to us. We hold on to them and then want security, we want trustworthiness, we want happiness, we want peace. All that we expect from these short-lived things, temporary things, time-bound things, momentary things. But what are we gaining ultimately? No doubt we gain flickers of joy, momentary experiences of joy are definitely there. But after that, sadness will be there, feeling lonely will be there, we get cheated, we get deceived, we get lost, we get let down, we feel all other opposites also. We feel miserable, we feel stressed, we feel tensed, we feel disturbed, we feel annoyed. All these things are there in our worldly experiences. This will be there, this is the nature of the world. But to overcome them, to shield ourselves from them, to find real security within, where there is no fear of insecurity. The real security is there within, there is no fear of insecurity at all. We trust the divinity and we are taken care by the divine. That fear is gone, fear disappears from us. That is why it is said, when we relate with the infinity, we will get into happiness. That infinity is there in our own beingness, in our own self. When we become consciously aware of that infinity, we are happy. The source of our existence, we become aware of it, we are happy. We relate to it, we experience it, we are happy. So that is what is more important and very important in all of our life. The real happiness is inside. The real peace is inside. The real joy is inside. The real security is inside. The real enjoyment is inside. But the more we bring it out through our relationship with that inside, and outside things also will become more and more loving and assuring. See, there are people who shower so much of love upon us. They are always loving towards us and we feel so secured in their love. Why? Because they have that connection and contact with that inside, their beingness, which is always there, which is permanent, which is eternally there. That beingness is there. So that beingness is very important in life. That kind of presence will help us. That kind of presence will make us always feel secured, feel loved, feel uplifted. That is very important in all of us. See, I have heard that there was this husband who told the wife, in intoxication you look beautiful. The wife said, I never get intoxicated. Husband said, no. When I get intoxicated, you look beautiful. So that beauty is only as long as the spell of intoxication is there, she looks beautiful. Worldly beauty is like that. As long as the intoxication of ego is there, the world looks beautiful. After that, time fades away. In the time, everything fades away and that is gone. That kind of attraction is temporary. That kind of relationship which is based on this kind of attraction of worldliness is also temporary. They cannot be permanent. They cannot be long-lasting relationship. It is momentary relationship. There is only dissatisfaction in such relationships. There was another wife who went to an astrologer and said, we are facing lot of losses, there is no gain, more loss, and then we are not able to find success, and we are finding failures, and our employees and other people are also leaving us and going away. Each time we have to change, keep on inviting new people, and they are also giving us hard time. We train them, we teach them, and then again they change. Like that, things are going on. What should I do? The astrologer calculated everything and said, Amma, every day you do one sadhana. Before you eat your food, you feed a dumb life. You feed a dumb life, so that all your negativities will go away. She said, every day I am feeding a dumb life. My husband, he can never speak anything against me. He dare not say anything against what I say. She thinks that is the dumb life. Dumb life, as per astrologer, means that which cannot speak to human beings. Maybe an insect, maybe a bird, maybe an animal, maybe a reptile, like that, maybe something. So, that kind of feeding, according to astrologer, is your doshas will get washed away. But she thinks altogether totally different. Something else. I have heard that once, one robber, a person who wants to take away things from others, went to a house and wanted to ring the calling bell, and once the housewife comes and opens, wanted to take out his knife and threaten and take away whatever is there. He was an expert in such things. He went there and he rang the bell. The housewife came. Before he could take out the knife, she was cooking in the kitchen. She brought that cooking utensil with her. One hit on the head, this fellow collapsed and fainted. Then she looked at him and said, "Oh, sorry, I thought it is my husband." Maybe he came late. Maybe he did not get what she wanted to get. Maybe he was not behaving properly, whatever it might be. That robber also fell down. He was shocked. The point is, she was dedicated, devoted to her household work. But that strength, that confidence, that courage, that daringness was there with her. Anybody who is dedicated to one's own idealistic goal, which is based on value system, will have immense inner strength, immense inner courage, and immense confidence inside. With that strength, confidence and courage, we apply our mind to the external pursuits, we will become successful. That success, the cause of success is internal. Inside, our mind is so bold, so strong, so great, so confident. That kind of thing comes from inner relationship with the inside. The more closer we get to inside, the more stronger our mind becomes. The more capable our mind becomes in handling the worldly life situations, in achieving targets, goals, success, whatever it might be. But that kind of mindset will be there inside. Whether this goal is achieved or also fine, not achieved also is fine. But that doesn't mean you don't apply your mind totally. Application of mind is total. But the result is surrendered to God. That's what Sri Krishna told Arjuna there. Fight the battle. Wage the war for the sake of dharma. But don't decide the result for yourself. You cannot decide it. You only have the duty at your hand. Do it to the fullest capable extent. With total application of mind, with devotion, with surrender, with real knowledge, with selfless service attitude. You just do it. You don't expect anything out of it. Just do it and surrender it unto me. I will take care of the result. So that way, if we apply our mind, we will definitely become successful and gain successful. Once it is, I have heard that one husband told the wife, "Today we will have great enjoyment." And she thought maybe he is going to take it outside or wherever it is. "What are we doing? Where are we going?" He said, "You go with your friends, I go with my friends." Why? You enjoy with your friends, I enjoy with my friends. Because both of us are not able to enjoy. So better you enjoy. I also enjoy. That kind of enjoyment is there. At least that may be better rather than sitting and fighting with each other. Maybe that is, sometimes it is good. So we need to know and understand what exactly can create real relationship in our life, right bond, when will it happen in our life. I have heard that there was one doctor who had some good friends. One day he wanted to invite his friend to his Gruha Pravesham, housewarming ceremony. When he wanted to invite his friend to Gruha Pravesham, housewarming ceremony, instead of sending e-white, this white, that white and all that, he sent a handwritten invitation through his attendant. Handwritten invitation, he sent it. But sometimes, doctors write legibly, sometimes they do write only language which is understood by pharmacists and doctors. Even patients can't understand sometimes. That is how they are sometimes. So this invitation went to this person. The person looked at the invitation, but he did not think that it is an invitation handwritten. He thought it is a prescription. After 1 month, when the doctor met this friend and said, "You didn't come, I sent a handwritten invitation, you didn't come to my Gruha Pravesham. Why? I waited for you. A personal invitation I sent." "Oh, it was invitation. I thought it is a prescription. And this prescription I sent into the medical shop, pharmacist looked at it and he gave medicines. And I took the medicines, I got healed. I got healed of my issues, health issues." Now this is miracle, isn't it? Invitation is understood as prescription and he was given administration of medicine, he got healed also. Oh, what is all this? In the world, sometimes these things do happen. So the point here is, when we go more deeper into within, when that gracefulness of God is there, when the connectivity with the divinity is there, definitely things will work out in one way or other. Because what is humanly impossible, what is humanly difficult, what is humanly filled with obstacles and obstructions and hurdle race, divinely it is possible through the same human being. Because when the submission and surrender is there to the divinity, the divine will is invoked. When the divine will is invoked, the human capabilities are enhanced. The human levels of strength and confidence and courage are enhanced to the higher level, not because of the human being, but because of the descendants of the divine will and upliftment of the human will to the divine level. This will happen. So, when we can't get things done, the best way is to enhance our skill and knowledge, of course, but practice, of course, but we need to invoke the divine grace and blessings and presence, so that when the divine will is invoked, our low level gets uplifted by the divine level and success becomes possible, achievement becomes possible, experience of enjoyment also becomes possible. So we need to connect with infinity, and infinity is within us. It is not available anywhere outside. It is inside us. It is as our own existence, as our own source of our very being. That is why in all the teachings of all the masters, ultimately they say go within. And when we go within, when we discover that which is within, then wherever you go out, wherever we go, it is no problem at all. So connectivity with inside is the most important thing. Inside meaning behind the mind, behind the intellect, behind the memory, behind the ego, there is a illumination, there is a radiance, there is that presence of light, divine light, the divinity, that is within us. That light alone beams out through all our sense organs. Because of that light, mind also functions. Because of that light, intellect also discriminates and analyzes. Because of that light, memory holds all that things inside itself. Because of that light, ego also says I and you, mine and yours. All that ego is able to function only because of that light. But all these are instruments, and that is the actual energy or actual source, actual field of consciousness, because of whom everything else functions in the world outside. That when we forget, then we lose everything in life. That we should not forget. Never we should forget about that. So that connectivity is important to us. So the source of joy is within, divinity is present within, love is present within, devotion is present within, knowledge is present within, all skills, all talents, all richness is present within. We have to manifest it through our instruments. through our mind, through our intellect, through our memory, through our ego, through our sense organs, through our body. We have to manifest it. For manifesting it, we have to first go inside and connect with it. The easiest way to connect is selfless service or love or gaining real knowledge. These are, or putting aside all this, just go within and then become aware of our own existence. That itself we will get linked to that infinity, because infinity alone is happiness, and when we connect with infinity, our illnesses are also cured. In one of the Upanishads it is said, if you constantly contemplate that I am the supreme divine being, I am the supreme divine being, which is infinite, and infinity has no illnesses, infinity has no diseases, infinity has no weaknesses. When we contemplate like that, one of the rishis says, that is how you go beyond all illnesses and diseases. But that has to be like a tapascharya, like a continuous contemplative meditation. For a certain period of time, we will do that. Not like, looking at reels, I am infinite, where is this relief? Nothing will happen. Infinity, look at it through finite things. It will not happen. So, that which is inside is the source of all joy. For gaining that, we need not go anywhere. We need not use any credit card or debit card or even Phone Pay, Apple Pay, nothing. We need not use anything. It is there within us. We need not go for shopping also. It is there within us. Not that I am against any shopping. But inside us it is there. The real source of all joy, all love, all divinity, all happiness, all security is inside. That is the source. So that knowledge we have to gain, that surrender we have to gain, that devotion we have to gain, that kind of selflessness we have to gain. Gaining means manifest them from within. It is there within us. We don't know that they are there because of the covering of ignorance. So we need to go beyond that, put efforts, then we will come to experience the source of joy. And with that, anything can be possible. Our whole life becomes different. Our living becomes different. We live life in a fulfilled manner, always loving others, making others happy, giving peace to others, giving help to others, giving joy to others, supporting others, not destroying others' peace of mind, not disturbing others, but contributing to others' life in happiness, joy, security, peace, progress, success, prosperity, wellness, well-being, welfare, so on and so forth. So we become torchlights of that divine light, carriers of that divine light, enriching everyone's life. Whomsoever we come into contact with, they will gain more peace, they will gain more satisfaction, they will gain more security, they will feel more helped, more enriched, more knowledgeable, more loving, more happy, like that. Whenever we meet somebody, they will start feeling this. That means what? We have come closer into contact with our own being, and which we are making others peaceful, happy, respected, honored, revered, and they feel enjoyment in our presence. They feel secured in our presence. That is what is a beautiful thing that can happen to all of us. May by the grace of Bhagavan Venkateshwara it happen to all of us. So we will chant the Shanti Mantra. After that, you have any questions related to this topic, we can have a discussion for a few minutes. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। Any questions related to this topic are welcome. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Swamiji, for such a nice talk. I have one question. When we resort to that infinite divine as a security and surrendering to it, are we like let going of the securities that we have currently? Like if I have a family and I'm selflessly serving the family, that is my selflessness. Let's not say I'm going out in the world and doing selfless service.
No, not like that. We become more and more loving towards of our family. We set aside all our expectations, all our demands, all our aggressiveness, all our domination, all our controls. See, like that, what happens in our life is somebody who is controlling others, dominating others, only to confine other person to oneself, not letting freedom, not letting other person to blossom, other person to grow. Then what happens? The other person cannot enjoy life, will feel imprisoned, will feel tied down, will not blossom, will not really come out. So we make our family members more free, more loving, more blessed, more enjoyable in our relationships. Then with that kind of satisfaction and contentment and fulfillment inside the mind, they can apply that kind of heart and mind to anything that they seek. They also become successful. They become positive contributors to the society, their own friends, their own near and dear. Like that, is one unit of family will become a very good source of happiness, peace, joy, security to many people around. So it is not letting go of the family, it is letting go of our hold, our egoistic hold, our limitations, our shortcomings, our weaknesses, all related to the ego, so that we become so loving, so compassionate, and so generous, so forgiving, that our family members also value their relationship with us, feel fortunate to be in relationship with us, and enjoy their relationship with us. At the same time, we also give guidance. Whenever there is a caution, we give that caution also, but in a respectful way, in a soft way, in a logical way, in a loving way, so that there is no rupture, there is no difference, and there is no infighting going on. Like that, we enrich our family. Then we selflessly, first we can selflessly serve our family, then we can easily serve the society.
Yeah, my little follow-up to that is the opposite way, where you selflessly do and they take you for granted, and I never felt the joy, that you will experience the joy and selflessness and love. How do you, what kind of joy is that? Like when you go to a new place and you are in awe, what a good place, but whenever you selflessly do and the other person does not understand it and take things for granted, I don't see where the joy is coming from.
Joy is not in understanding of the other person. Again, this dependency. In selflessness, there is no dependency on the other. You are enjoying what you are doing. I am loving, I have love, I enjoy giving love to you. That giving love is enjoyment, doing service is enjoyment, not an end result, not for gaining anything. So you enjoy the process of doing. The process itself is an enjoyment. When you love it, when you really mean it, when you apply your whole mind, heart and soul and being in it, the process is so much joyful that you don't wait for any result to happen. So whether the person understands or not, whether the person values it or not, you have done your job to the best possible extent. But with your wisdom, with your experience, you try to make the person understand the value of your relationship. Try, but you don't depend upon that person. So you don't feel let down, you don't feel disappointed, you don't feel lost, you don't feel that you have wasted your relationship or efforts. There is no question of waste. You are fulfilled, but with the moment you did something, there is joy. But that kind of joy, you are pure, you are happy, you are safe, you are loved by God, you are doing a pure karma, you overcome all negativities, you evolve, you become pure. That is the best.
What I understood is by doing bhakti, karma and jnana, that we that's the preparation for us to receive that joy.
Correct.
Where does yoga come in this place? Because to experience it, do we need to go to
See,
yoga?
some people say Bhakti Yoga, some people say Gnana Yoga, some people say Karma Yoga. Yoga is associated. Yoga means application of that particular thing in a single pointed way, in a total way. Meaning, mind is disintegrated. So that which brings the mind into integrity and focus and attunement and totality is yoga. Whether it is through devotion or through karma or through knowledge or through meditation. So all that is gathered and single pointed and focused.
So it is while I am doing it, how I feel
Yes.
the conditioning rather than the joy coming to me.
Not
Like
from
it's not an
outside.
Experiential joy.
Experience also will be joyous. First you experience yourself within. Then other experiences are immaterial to you. Otherwise, till now we are all depending upon external experiences to gain joy. Now we don't depend. We have it, so we give it. It is a privilege for us to love others, to serve others. Not wanting anything, not wishing anything, not desiring anything.
For me, the hardest part is the security part, to shift the whole loyalty and security to the inner divine. Because right now
We need to have, see, it's not like, Mahatma Gandhi, when he was working in South Africa, he surrendered all his insurance policies because he trusted God, Lord Rama, he will take care. Not like that. That is only possible for great people like that. That is different. That is the actual reality, but that is a different story. We need to have our insurance, our all other taxes, our money accumulation, our CDs, CDRs, whatever it is, everything we need to have. But the real trust, the real security, in spite of all this, is only in divinity, is only in real love. So that we should not forget. The security is important for our worldly living. This has to be there. Without this, we can't even sit quietly or sit comfortably. So this will be there. But this is not ultimate and end of our life. This is a part. This is there.
One small thing.
Yes, please.
So the reason I came here is the flyer mentioned Vedanta teacher and bridging the source of joy. So this is what actually the Vedanta says, both all together, karma, bhakti and jnana. Or Vedanta has a different way of connecting to the divine?
See, it depends upon whether it is Bhakti Vedanta or Advaita Vedanta, whichever way you see, ultimately it is actual Vedanta is only talking about the one soul, one Atman, present everywhere, and that one divinity. So the approach in Advaita Vedanta is that myself alone is everything, so that I become everything. Or in Bhakti when you go, you become everything. I surrender, you become everything. In Advaita Vedanta, I become everything, you become nothing. Whichever way, all become one thing only. So whether it is through knowledge or whether it is through devotion or whether it is the combination with a selfless action and meditation, whatever it might be, ultimately we lead ourselves only to one truth. That is all.
Pranam Swami.
No, yes.
Very, very humbly thank you for the wonderful topic, source of joy. And by Guru's grace, I can connect to what you're saying, because by Guru's grace, I have experienced at least sadhana. With sadhana, the transformation comes. It takes time, and I see that now the generation is so fast. It's like, they have everywhere school, they have pressure, they have work pressure, the family pressure, and so to follow this, is it like sometimes as we do sadhana, as at least I'm not talking egoistically, but people who at least we are so fortunate, few of us, that when we live the path, then it will be an example for others. But still, I think, there is so much of restlessness, uncertainty.
Initially, see, you came half an hour late. Initially, we had discussed all this in this topic. So I will bring it out to you. One thing, it was said, it was mentioned there in our point. It was mentioned clearly that pressures, dealing with the pressures, becomes very much possible in a delicate way, in a skillful way, in a gentle way, in an intelligent way, with the help of this kind of knowledge. So pressures, we can deal with all pressures. Whatever names of the pressures you just now mentioned, they are all there, a part of life. But because nowadays the whole world is result oriented, not quality oriented. Previously it was quality oriented, where there was result was immaterial. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, forget about the result. Quality of action is more important. But nowadays, result is more important and quality is lost. So that is why these pressures are there, these stresses are there. You have to compete. Even for a doctor also, in India especially, you have to get this many number of cases. One administrator in a famous hospital told me, shared personally with me, I am told by my management that if somebody comes to me, somebody comes here, that there is chest pain, you have to lead that fellow to a bypass surgery. That kind of competition, that kind of survival, that kind of techniques. So when value system is lost, result oriented becomes, pressures will be there. But how to handle them? Only when we have this knowledge, when we have the values, practice of values, we get strength, we get that immense inner strength and the confidence from within, courage from within to handle all these things.
I have a continuation question.
Okay.
So, yeah, what you say is, I connect to it. But I mean, right now we see our children and that is there. Is there a timeline on how small steps leads to big changes? As you have said, execution. But this is such a stage, even though sometimes as adults, and if we are at least feel that we have been on this path, we just have to. And practically, if we go back home, how should, we understand the situation, but practically, like as you said, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, or something like that, with not my just children, everybody. I think my son was talking about, like, if I am feeling some emotion, you don't give me a talk, you have to connect to me and, that is more like, children hear voice out. So if you don't connect to me and you give me a lecture on knowledge or anything, I don't like that. You have to connect to me at my
What is that which connects to all beings? It is love.
True, but even
What true?
Everybody is kind of, they just are so engrossed in there, as you said. So it even like now I feel like, okay, how to connect to them even day-to-day basis. As you said, love, that's where the practical, even my friend, she's talking about it. She's so knowledgeable. So, but it's like, there is a resistance within which is openness. That openness is how do we, my question is that openness, how do we bring that openness in myself or everybody?
If you have patience, if you have confidence, if you have trust in the divine, entrust that responsibility to the divinity. Don't think that divine is only confined to a temple or confined to some subject in philosophy. If you feel that the divine is present in everything, including the person with whom you are going to deal with, if you can invoke that divinity from within, entrust the responsibility of bringing about a change in the mind of that person from within, if you really have that faith and trust, inner transformation happens from within, your efforts will not go waste. It may take some time, but if you have patience and trust, and if you entrust that responsibility to the God within the person, we believe it, not doubt, not distrust, not just because it was read in some book, not because you attended some classes, not because somebody said. If you have that real love-filled belief and trust and faith, inner transformation happens from within that person. You can offer a prayer to God that my efforts are not able to bring this kind of change. You make this happen, you make this possible. I do my best and you continue to do your best. That best effort will start fructifying, will start materializing, will start making things happen. Real making it happen happens because of God, not because of a human being. So this has to be there. Your efforts plus the faith and trust in the divine, and you really feel that transformation starts happening. If you think I am alone doing it, I am tired, I am exhausted, how many times repeatedly that person is not opening up, maybe the person needs much more than what we give. But God can make this happen. It is not a blind belief, it is fact, it is truth, it is reality. So that live presence has to be valued and understood and then connected with. Then our efforts will also bring about definite change in the people with whom we are dealing, whether they are children, whether they are old people, whether they are middle-aged, it doesn't matter. Person is a person. Every person has internal organ, antakarana. Behind every antakarana there is that which illumines that antakarana. That illuminator is not affected by the illumined. That illuminator is never touched by the illumined. That illuminator is ever pure. That illuminator is ever divine. That connectivity has to happen. Our prayers to that, our surrender to that, our relationship with that, our yoga with that, that will bring about the change.
Thank you.
I think now we can go for darshan. Hari Om. Narayan, Narayan. Okay.
Okay, on behalf of Veda Deepam and Veda Temple, thank you Swami for giving us the wonderful lecture. Couple of housekeeping, so please come tomorrow also. Same time, 4:30, Swami will be giving a talk on total freedom.
Real freedom.
So there might be a slight change in the venue. It might be the next class, but it should be in this temple. So we'll please watch out, check in this classroom or the next classroom. Thank you very much.
Hari Om. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan.